Hello children, welcome back. Today we will discuss the third and the last part of the chapter, body movements. So let's get started. In the previous slides, we have discussed about the skeleton system in human beings, the different types of bones present and the joints as well. Today we will discuss the topic gait of animals. Now what is the meaning of gait? Gait of animals refers to the pattern of movement of animals, the way an animal move, like the movement of earthworm, fishes, snake. We'll discuss these one by one. We'll start with earthworm. Now first of all, let us understand the body pattern of an earthworm. The earthworm's body consists of many ring-like structures known as segments. On the base of its body, it consists of tiny hair-like structures which are known as setae or bristles. Now, what is the role of these bristles? They help in holding the animal to the ground. It means they help in making the grip and also help in pushing the body ahead. The earthworm body lacks bone. But its body, it consists or it releases a slimy substance. Now what is the role of this slimy substance? It keeps the body moist and also it protects us and help in its. Now when a earthworm starts walking, its body first extends the front part and the back part of the body, which is also known as the rear part, it remains fixed to the ground with the help of the bristles. Then after that, the front part is fixed and the rear part will be released and it will be moved forward. It means the earthworm moves in a patterned way. First of all, its front part moves, then its backward parts move. What happens in this? Repeated muscle expansion and contraction takes place in the movement of earthworm. And also its body releases a slimy substance which help in its movement. We can see over here. First of all, the front part of the body will start moving, so the contraction will take place. In these contractions, the body of the earthworm will move forward, while the back part will remain in that particular place. It will have a firm grip with the ground. After that, when the slight movement takes place, then the front part attaches to the ground and the rear part or the back part, it starts contraction or the movement takes place. So in this way, slowly the movement of earthworm. The body, we have already discussed that it consists of tiny bristles or hair-like structures which projects out of the body, and these bristles, these are connected with the muscles. They help in getting a good grip to the ground. And earthworm, there is one interesting fact about earthworm. It is also known as farmer's friend. Why or how? Because it eats the soil in its way and it releases the undigested part. Now that undigested part, it is very rich in nutrients or it makes the soil fertile and useful for plants. Next in this category is snail. Now you must have seen a snail around you sometimes. Now snail, it has an exoskeleton on its back. Now that exoskeleton is known as shell. Actually, the body of a snail is very soft, or it's a very soft-bodied animal, and in order to protect that soft-bodied animal, it consists of an exoskeleton. The body consists of head, foot, and a protective shell. The foot has strong muscles and it helps to glide or it helps in movement. So in this way, when we came to know about the fact that in snail, the movement is being carried out with the help of its foot. Now the shell, it plays no role in movement, but it is dragged along with the body. So in this way, we can see that the motion or the movement which is present in snails is quite less, means its speed is quite slow because it has to take or it has to drag the exoskeleton along with it. When in danger, the snail, it hides its whole body inside the shell. Here you can see the structure of a snail. You can see the protective exoskeleton over here and also the foot and the head of the snail. Next in this category is cockroach. Now cockroaches, many children like cockroach. It's their favorite animal, right? So cockroaches, What they have? They consist of a hard covering which is known as exoskeleton. Outer skeleton in case of cockroaches is made of many plates. These are joined together. In the case of snails, the outer the outer skeleton was a single unit. It wasn't made up of tiny particles, but in the case of cockroach, the outer skeleton, it is made up of number of plates which are joined together and it helps in movement. But in the case of snail, the exoskeleton has no role to play in movement. Cockroaches have 3 pairs of legs and 2 pairs of wings. Now these 3 pairs of legs, it will help in movement, and the 2 pairs of wings will help in flying. Next is locomotion in birds. Now birds, they show different kinds of movements, like you must have seen birds flying, walking, hopping, etc. And also some birds can swim in water, like the duck and swan. Now, there are some modifications in birds due to which it is able to fly. Let us discuss those modifications first. The body of birds, the four limbs of a bird, they are modified to form wings. The feet, they have claws, they help them to perch on the trees, and the bones are hollow and light. Now, all these things, the bones are hollow and light, the forelimbs are modified to form wings, and also the shoulder bones are very strong. And in the case of birds, the chest bones, they are joined to form strong muscles. And these are used for flapping by wings. You can see over here the structure of a bird. You can see the hind limbs are there, and in the hind limbs you can see the claws over there, and the forelimbs, they are modified to form the wings. The bones present, they are long and hollow so that the movement or the flying is made. The tail of birds, it consists of feathers, and the tail, what is the role of tail? The tail acts as a brake and also help in changing the directions. And the shape of the body of bird is made in such a way that it cuts its way through air easily, and hence it can move easily in the air. Next is locomotion in fishes. Fishes, they can swim in water. You must have not seen any fish walking, dancing, no, because they only swim. Now, how come the fishes are swimming, or what is the modification in their body which makes them able to swim? This is because the head and tail of the fish, they are smaller than the middle portion of the body. And the body, it tapers at both the ends. Now this type of body which tapers at both the ends, means which is thin at the corners and thick at the middle, is known as streamline. Now what is the function of this streamlined body? It helps the water to flow around the body and hence allows the fish to move easily. The forelimbs and hind limbs in the case of fishes, these are known as fins. And what is the role of these fins? They help in maintaining balance. In the case of birds, we can recall that the forelimbs, they were modified into wings. But in the case of fishes, the hind limbs, both are modified to form fins. Now here you can see the wave or the pattern of movement in fish. So what happens? First of all, you can see when a fish moves, what happens? The skeleton, the fish is covered, the skeleton of the fish, it is covered with strong muscles. So what happened? During the swimming, the muscles, they make the front part of the body curve to one side, and the back part of the body will be moved or curved to another side. It is clearly visible over here. Now what will happen? This curve of the body, the opposite curves of the body, it will make a jerk and pushes the body forward. A series of such kind of jerks, they make the fish swim ahead, and this is helped again by the fins of the tail. Here the tail, again, as it was useful in the case of birds also, it helps in changing direction. Same is the case of fish. The tail helps in changing direction. And we very well know that the body of the fish, it is covered with scale. Again, the skeleton has thin hollow bones. So while swimming, what happens? We can read it again, that the front part of the body curves to one side and the later part or the tail part moves to the other side. Then the tail moves to the other side quickly. So what will happen? A jerk will be created, and when a number of jerks will be created. It will help them swim in water. Next is locomotion in snakes. Now the movement of snake is known as slithering. What happens? The snakes, they have a long backbone running along the length of the body. And the muscles in the case of snakes are attached to the backbone, ribs, and also to its skin. So how come the movement is being carried out in snakes? The snake, its body curves and it makes loops. Now each loop of the snake, whenever the snake makes a loop, it gives it a forward push by pressing against the ground. Now the long body, you must have seen that the body of snake is quite long. So the long body will make many loops and each loop will give it a forward push. So in this way, the snake moves forward very fast and not in a. Here you can see the snake has made so many loops, and because of making these many loops, because as soon as it makes one loop, it gives it a forward push, and many loops at a time will gives it a forward push and it will increase its speed or the movement. That's all for the day, children. Thank you so much. Have a very good day ahead.